Hey, what's up? This is Yamatek, and I have a question. Is the Microsoft Surface Book still worth having in 2018? So I've been using my Surface Book about a year now. Before this book, I had a Surface Pro 3, which I loved. I really liked that device. And so basically the step to the Surface Book was kind of inevitable. So probably some of you are interested or have seen the opportunity to purchase the Surface Book. Again, not to be mistaken with the Surface Book 2. This is specifically about the Surface Book 1. So I hope with this review to give you an idea whether it is still worth purchasing one or basically spend the extra bucks for the Surface Book 2. Okay, so let's have a look at the specifications of the Surface Book 1. The specifications are sufficient for my type of usage. So let's look at the battery. I would recommend taking along your adapter, even though it can run up to 12 hours-ish. I have experienced it to last about 8 to 10 hours. 12 hours, I don't know. It might be possible, of course, depending on the usage, on how you use the laptop. I mean, if you turn off some applications in the background or set the brightness into very low, yes, then you can probably last up until 12 hours. And of course, also turning off some notifications in the background, as these also take a lot of energy. Connections options. So although it does have more than the Surface Pro 3, I would still have liked to see an extra USB slot. Why? Because 2, I don't think it's enough. If you compare it with other laptops, like I have the Dell from my work, those have about 4 USB, which is very nice. It's very useful. Why? Because I'd like to connect my external hard disk. I like to connect my mouse. I like to connect maybe my phone. So that's already 3 USB slots needed. And maybe I'd like to connect other type of devices to it. So yeah, I would prefer definitely an extra USB slot there. For now, I'm using a USB hub, which allows me to add a few extra USBs. The screen. Okay, so even though it's not your ordinary 16:9 ratio display, but rather a 3:2 ratio display, I must say it is nice when using it when watching a video on it, but also just doing some normal work on it. The 16:9 is initially intended for the video market, but if you're like me and using it to do different stuff on which is not always related to videos, or mainly watching videos or editing videos, then it makes sense. It's a all-round type of laptop. This is a heavy laptop. If you're used to a Mac or a Chromebook, oh yeah, this is definitely heavier than those two. The build and quality. So it is just one word, and that's nice. The keyboard is very reactive. I mean, the buttons, whenever you click on those, it just feels, I don't know, it has a certain reaction to it, it feels pretty nice. I mean, I can type the whole day on it. I wouldn't mind that. So I do this comparison with the Dell I'm using from my work. That's my work laptop, and I definitely like the keyboard of the Surface Book better than the Dell. It feels better when typing long emails or documents. The trackpad is amazing. I would say Apple and Microsoft have by far the best trackpad in the market. Again, comparing this to the Dell I'm using for work, and I've also used the Lenovo for work, this trackpad is much better. The keyboard and the trackpad, I believe these are very important features when considering to buy a laptop, because this is something you will definitely, this is something you will use on an everyday basis on your laptop. Of course, you can buy a separate mouse, you can buy a separate keyboard, but then I'm like, okay, why don't you just buy a desktop? Basically, when I purchased this laptop, I wanted to use it. My initial intentions was to use this for just browsing the web and doing my administration on it. Of course, having a nice looking laptop to take along and use it when necessary as a tablet as well. No gaming or running any other heavy applications on it, nothing too fancy, just very plain and simple things. So I thought. What I'm currently using for is actually more on the creative things actually. I thank you, Microsoft. So basically with creative, I am talking about drawings. So here I'm using Medibank, a freeware app, to do some drawings. I said drawings, not coloring. So please don't mind my coloring action here because it really sucks. Here we go. But very nice app to use. It's freeware, like I mentioned. I like to draw when I'm watching some TV or when I have some spare time left. So definitely recommend it. So I'm also using video editing, like I mentioned before. Here you see what I was using previously, which was Filmora. Very good app. I still like to use it, but now I've switched over to Adobe Premiere Pro just to see how that is, and there is definitely a huge difference between it. So I'm using now currently Adobe Premiere Pro to make this video, just so you see. I don't know if you see any difference, but okay. So I'm playing Age of Empires. I really recommend this game. It's an awesome game, and I know I said no gaming on this laptop, but hey, can you blame me? Come on. So it's a powerful laptop. It's able to do some gaming. I'm opening here different applications just to see how smooth and fluent things go, and still playing, and no stuttering in the sound. So it's great. Again, back to the gaming side. This is just Age of Empires. It's not a heavy game. If I want to play heavy games, I just grab my PlayStation and then just go all out. Laptop, I recommend it for the moderate user, definitely. Some good stuff. Back to the question, is it still worth having a Surface Book 1 in 2018? I say yes, definitely. If you want to spend some extra bucks for the version 2, sure, you can do that. Of course, it's a bit more powerful, it has some upgrades to it, but this particular laptop, it's still good enough. It still competes with most other laptops, which are released in 2018, and also with the previous ones. So this was the review for the Surface Book 1. I hope you liked it. I hope it was informative. Previous in this video, you have seen a case where I'm putting my laptop into it. I will put some links where you can purchase those cases. You can customize it. It's very nice, good quality. If you have any other questions, please let me know. My apologies for taking so long to release a new review. I had some challenges which took up of my time. But yeah, please give me a likes if you liked it. Be sure to subscribe if you would like to see more videos. And see y'all soon. Peace.